long time.
I think Hughes and Powers have served very well, but the return and the two-handed backhand of Parsons has not been a factor. So they're not giving it to him into the side wire, and he's not getting on the return that much.
And there, Arraya again forces it into the side wire.
Now that's a better shot.
Yep, that one was much better. But if you're Hughes and Powers, you're so willing to be patient because you know eventually Powers is going to get that swing.
That'll do.
Wow.
Great shot. The
15, love.
Wasn't there some talk of giving that a new name at dinner on Wednesday night?
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk too much about what happened at Region 2 President's Cup dinner Wednesday night. It was a great time. It's you know, the President's Cup is something that I think all the players, and certainly myself as, you know, captain Region 2, take seriously. We like to get together, have a great time, and start nationals out with some, you know, fun, friendly competition.
Oh,
that's a ball that really needs to be lobbed.
15, all.
This is a critical game for Arraya Parsons, not to let them get away again.
Oh, I should have moved forward,
30,
up and in
15.
a little. Couldn't quite get around that one. Oh, that's great volleying from Hughes.
But that's been the
30
MO
all.
against these guys, is they've had the answer. Great volley there.
And Arraya loves that exchange. That's his play, but get out battled there.
Great getting the nick from Powers.
You know, Hughes has worked very hard on that part of his game, that exchange part. You know, 2 years ago when Arraya and I were playing together, that was our full strategy, was that just go Juan versus Hughes and exchanges. Eventually I'd hit a low ball, go in and get in those exchanges. And you know, I think we beat him the first 3 or 4 times we played him. And then the next 2 times we played him, it was clear that John had worked on that because they ended up beating us, and that was really the difference. We had won all, you know, Arraya had won all those points before, and then you know, as they improved, that was one of the main things that they improved on as a team, and John Hughes individually.
Yeah, so it takes away that whole transition game where you're wearing a bank of points.
Exactly.
And we all know that. Well, it's no surprise the 1 and 2 seeds are here. And one of the reasons why is because very few teams can win those exchanges with Arraya, but
40,
teams that beat
30.
him can.
Yep.
Great play in there.
Two great cutters in this game.
I think this is going to be a very close set. With this, if this went the distance, I just learned that there's no tiebreaker in the 3rd set of the national final. Correct?
Well, we found that out last time we were in Pittsburgh when Brzova-Stoklasova won 10-8 in the 3rd.
Has it, as far as you guys are aware, has it ever happened in the men's game?
Not that I'm aware of in the last 10, 15 years.
Should we get David Lee on that? See if he can give us a report. I would imagine there has to have been one.
You would think. I remember Stipa Zink, I think, lost a good speed Manzinger in Pittsburgh, maybe in 98, like 13-11 in the 3rd. A very conservative shot by Arraya there.
Yeah. I was expecting a big spinner.
Still pounding away at the Powers corner, though.
I mean, it's just you're playing with fire.
Well, it's clearly not going to change.
That's dangerous.
Oh, what a volley from Parsons.
Ugh.
I also got to say, Powers seems to be moving pretty well to me.
Yeah, I haven't thought of it. You know, since we mentioned it, Jeff said it. Well, he didn't look good on that one. To me, the one he didn't start on, he just didn't see the ball, so he couldn't get a start. It was a great drop from Arraya. I haven't seen anything that makes me think the Powers can't move out there or has an injured hamstring. But
Well, he certainly doesn't have any forehand problems.
Yeah.
huge for him. But then with the
Game,
smart
Arraya
service
Parsons.
play
The third
from
set is
Parsons,
tied,
staying
one
back,
game all.
taking it out of play, and just ripping it off the screen.
The forehand, no less.
His forehand is good too. It's just people talk about the two-handed backhand, and the conversation just because the two-handed backhand is so good, it's almost like the other things are, you know, not quite as good. It just means he's got a really good forehand, just not the best shot in the game, which is two-handed backhand probably is as two-handed backhands go.
Those are
15.
the shots Arraya misses that just leave you scratching your head, right, Jeff?
I'm shaking my head here.
Well, you could scratch it or shake it. Either one is an option.
There's a two-hand backhand.
Ooh, I thought I might have seen a cutter there. Haven't seen one yet.
See, there it is. There's that power. That's the first.
Oh,
That would be a great shot to try on Thursday night with a bunch of your buddies.
Love.
Yeah. Maybe.
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 But 1-all in the third set of a national final? No, thank you.
But we just saw Powers there take that forehand from the middle. You know, we haven't
Yep.
I haven't seen a lot of that anyway, and it was very effective.
there are two blitzes from both players.
40,
Both
love.
balls under the net. Both balls. They're trying to hit a hard volley, basically trying to tag the other guy. Lot of risk and a lot to ask. So good 40 love lead here in this one. There's not enough real estate. It was
There's
too
nothing
close.
there.
He was there. He just couldn't find a way to get it up over
40,
the net. It was
15.
only
Well, the ball was moving back towards the net.
right.
The net was towering over it. We have to see that one on replay, Kelly Diesel.
Ooh. Oh. See, those are the slow dumps down the middle. Keep working it in. That's the go-to spot for Hughes and Powers. Oh.
They're going into the one-up, one-back technique.
And there they get the error on the Hughes forehand.
But that's the
40,
shot they
30.
want Hughes to hit. They want that shot to try and beat them.
You know, it's going to be interesting if you know, that point there, they had the one-up, one-back technique with Parsons just hitting the soft ball right to Hughes' forehand. With one,
Oh.
what is that?
Just such a mental
Game,
blurt
Hughes
at a
Powers,
big
they lead the
moment.
third
Well,
set,
look at the
2
3
games to
points they
1.
lost there. 2 low volleys they try to slap for winners,
Blue ball
and that
guy.
is a hook half volley from behind the baseline when there's a tiny bit of court.
Here's the instant replay of the great shot he hit that game. That was some volley right there.
There's the cut, and he's on it, but you cannot golf it in there. He would need like more than a lob wedge.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know, that last game, just like you guys were saying, you know, they played pretty bad early in that game, and they got down 40 love. They claw their way back to 40-30, I mean, this is a potential right there to really change things around and get momentum. I mean, if Hughes and Powers lose that game and they go to the changeover, thinking about the fact that they were up 40-love in that game, should be up 2-1, and somehow Parsons and Arraya are able to pull that game out, but you know, Juan's shot selection there, Arraya's shot selection right there, really just gave them no chance.
Ball one.
We got confirmation from David Lee that it was indeed 97. 14-12. Goodspeed Manzinger over Stippa Zink. Scott Manzinger chimes in also. Not surprised he remembered.
Actually, when you win that many of them, it's easy to forget, but probably not the one you won 14-12.
I wouldn't know, Brad. Another missed
15,
forehand.
love.
And that was halfway up the net there. But we haven't seen Hughes. In the first set, we definitely saw him shaking his head a little bit a couple of times.
Oh.
Wasn't feeling it.
30, love.
That was a really questionable decision there from Powers.
Ooh, thumped that one.
30, 15.
There's a couple of high lobs there from Hughes. It is strange, though. It's as if Parsons has a script and Arraya has no script. You would think they would have a script together.
Well, Jeff, you could probably speak to that well. I mean, I think this is Juan's struggle, is that lots of times he just goes off script and does what he wants to do. Like that overhead there.
That is very true.
But we saw him stay on script in short hills. Remember, dumping the ball deep down the middle, dumping the ball deep down the middle, time and time
40,
again.
15.
Yep.
It's not physical. It's concentration.
To me, this is about mental focus.
You know, it's so funny because we talk about that, and yet in the women's final, which was such an amazing match, you know, we saw in crucial moments Liz Cruz getting her favorite shot time and time again. It's so hard for players to stay away from things they want to do or have done before.
There it was.
There's the same shot again.
No, it's the
40,
same thing we're talking
30.
about.
If you keep going there, you're bound to get burned at some point.
Ooh. Take it.
Take
Jamie,
everything you
Arraya
can get
Parsons,
right
the
now.
first set
That's a
is tied,
gift.
2 games all.
Yeah, this set's tight.
I'm nervous sitting
I
here.
don't want to make a prediction, but I think my question from earlier about whether whether a men's final has ever gone beyond 7-5 is because
You see it that way.
I do.
Yeah?
I mean,
we know.
obviously I could be wrong, but I do see this one going the distance.
Great read from Powers. I would guess that Arraya's hit twice to 3 times as many balls as Parsons today.
Nice play from, you know, Powers with the touch.
15, love.
I don't think a lot of the fans would recognize how great of a shot Powers just hit there. With Arraya coming in, the ball was below the net, and then to be able to hit it soft and away from him is really just a great shot.
And I have zero problem with the, you know,
There
Arraya
it is.
play. It was great. He should just leave that ball if it's out of his strike zone. If you know, Powers makes that good a volley, you don't have to go for it. It's going to go right to Parsons in the backcourt.
If I'm Arraya Parsons, I'm much happier with Parsons hitting the overheads right now. That's just a crazy decision.
It's not his shot.
30,
It's not his
love.
shot. Needs to lob that.
They're both tight on the net. If it goes over the net, they're in trouble.
Yep.
Not as much trouble as they were with it missing.
Oh, great volleys again. And, you know, he's
40,
successful
love.
on it, but there is a time where you got to realize you're getting beaten more than you're winning.
And that time would be now.
As good a time as any.
It's the only time there is.
Well, it starts with acceptance, Mark, and then you move from there. There are multiple steps.
40, 15.
You know, here they are again. They were down, you know, Ryan Parsons down love 40. They've snuck back here to 40-15.
Another fault.
40,
It's now 40-30.
30.
You know, this is another one of those games that they have really an opportunity to change the entire momentum of the set. So let's see what they do with this point.
I agree. Wow.
Go, go.
You know, you see the difference when Parsons is on this side, where he's hitting the ball.
No, Parsons clearly dumping every ball as a push down the middle. There it is. But he missed it.
The first one he went wide with.
Yeah, strangely,
Game,
I'm not
Hughes
even
Powers,
sure
they
he
lead
was.
the
That was
third
like
set, 3
purposeful.
games
His
to
body
2.
almost angled down the wrong way. It's a strange shot. But there you go. Same point. You can't keep trying to knock on the door. You got to play some of these points tighter and stronger. And there it was actually unique in the sense that it was Parsons making the loose error.
Marshall, I have
You know,
one
I think
ball
that was
left.
more mental
That'll
than
get
physical.
me
I mean, we've
another
watched
12 games.
Parsons for 2.5 sets now on that exact same shot, hit almost every single one of them, if not every one of them, right down the middle to that, you know, that second panel.
Yep.
Okay. Parsons to serve. 2-3. Final set.
You know, it does beg the question a little bit, Mark. If it does go 14-12, 15-13 here, what time's your flight?
My flight is on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So hanging around Pittsburgh for
I am here for the duration, baby. I'm not going anywhere.
sounds good. See the town. Go to the Warhol Museum.
You know, I just saw the exhibit at the Whitney, so it'd be perfect.
Nice. That's just such a good overhead.
First Nick
15,
Powers hasn't
love.
handled in an hour. He's gotten some really vicious ones, too.
Yeah, it's a winning point for Powers and Arraya.
But the wrong overhead.
Correct.
Yep, I
30.
agree.
At least
Love.
that's what I think sitting here.
Ball went underneath or through
Muddy.
the snowboard there. New ball coming out because it's all mud back there behind the court. Heavy rains last night. So, new ball.
The umpire just got through saying he had one more new ball.
We'll go 7 from now.
You know, interestingly enough, so he just said it there, and he answered my question. So they're going to start over with a brand new 7 game from this point
Yep.
because they just reintroduced the ball.
Wow,
Wow.
that is smart of Parsons.
40, love.
I don't
Yes, sir.
understand why he doesn't do it more often.
Yeah, I try that all the time.
All right, so 40 love, an easy hole would be the greatest thing in the world for Parsons and Arraya here.
You know, I heard there were some other players out there talking about the, you know, a new ball and who does that, you know, who does a new ball favor, which team, and it seemed that it was pretty unanimous that it favors John Hughes.
Because of all the spin he's putting on it.
Yeah, and I said, well,
Oh.
there you go, new ball.
I
There
think
you
that one
go.
caught the seam.
40,
But
15.
I think it was a double. I don't think you can hit that shot if you don't have a new ball.
Jeff's announcer powers are scaring me. There's a good dump down the middle.
I think he missed it. He's trying to go wide.
That's not where he wants to go. He hit the first one over. That's
Well,
better.
it
That's
clearly
okay.
is where he wants to go.
Yeah, but we're talking. It's not the most effective place for their team.
Ugh. No, it's not.
Just missed it. A little confusion there.
40, 30.
Rare.
Back and forth.
And what was an easy hold is no longer.
A ball you almost never see Mark Powers miss.
Game, Arraya
Very rare.
Parsons. Third set is tied. 3 games all.
Off of the lollipop serve.
Wow.
So here's the crunch time. We haven't seen.
Oh, what a volley from Arraya.
Well, Powers definitely looked a little sluggish on that
15.
one, but great volley from Arraya. Crack.
Love.
Little crack.
30.
Wow.
A little bit.
See what happens here.
Parsons bouncing up and down. Wow.
That is a very rare miss
Love,
and very
40.
rare play out of John Hughes, who rarely makes a poor decision, but that was obviously a bad one.
I would say this is a crack.
Great pickup from Arraya.
Well, we'll see. They still have to close out the game.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking, Jeff. Here it comes. Great volley from Hughes. Oh, what a pickup. He made that look easy.
He
Yeah.
did nonchalant. Just kind of put his paddle down there, was very calm, and floated it back in play. Now it's points like this.
That decide who
where
win
Arraya
nationals.
gets a little antsy from the back and tries to do something that he really shouldn't do. Something risky. High risk.
Wow, great shot there from Hughes.
15, 40.
That Hughes overhead is nasty. There's a tight-looking swing from Arraya.
That overhead just makes you work so hard. Spins away for you to the side wire.
And there he hits the drive. Powers misses the
Game,
volley,
Arraya
and they're up a
Parsons.
break.
They lead the third set.
First
4
break of the
games to
third
3.
set.
We'll see how Arraya does here, closing out this, trying to close out this or hold.
God, we're so far away from closing anything out.
That's true. Spoke way too soon.
Good. That's a lot of games.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Arraya is going to serve the 8th game,
Yep, Arraya serves now.
which is a little bit surprising that they chose to have, Araya's got clearly a better serve than Parsons, so it's a little bit surprising that they chose to have Parsons serve first in the 3rd set when they had that choice, but that decision seems to be working out because now you've got Arraya in a great spot serving up 4-3.
And Parsons been successful with his serve this set. But I agree with you. Arraya almost always serves first. Big question right now for me, Jeff, is can Arraya continue to make good decisions? Every point from now forward is going to be a war.
I don't think we're going to see Mark Powers hit any other shot
That's great.
from
Cut
the
off.
net other than a ball down the middle to Hughes' forehand this entire game.
Mark Parsons,
That
yep.
Mark Parsons. If he touches the ball, that's where it's going to go. He looks very, very focused.
Arraya plays with fire again, dumping into Powers.
Wow, some great volleying here.
Smart lob from Parsons.
Yeah, he's in it. He's zoned in right now. He can see he's close to the finish line.
Oh, so
Great.
well done. Sees the opening.
Set it up with the down the line
15
lob,
love.
stepped in, hit the backhand.
That's a great point.
You can tell by his body language that Parsons is just super focused right now.
It's these crucial moments,
15 all.
and he's going for the cutter. Doesn't change, though. He keeps going for it.
The up-down overhead.
Right, not the dump.
The opposite of the dump. The one Hughes likes the most.
Yep.
It's the dump minus the P.
I got that. Very well done. Oh,
What a get from Parsons,
Oh,
and
no!
Powers misses it.
Powers he looked like he was going to hit something else and changed it at the last second.
It's matching
30,
cutter
15.
mistakes from two of the most talented players in the game.
Wow. These crucial moments taking these added significance now as we get down to the wire here. You wouldn't think it would be that way. Powers missing that ball. All right, huge point.
Brad, every point is huge from now on in.
Yep.
Wow.
More added risk.
See, that's the point of the
40,
game.
15.
Especially knowing that Arraya is going to keep going to that side screen. He's going to get Powers will get a much better look than the one that he had right there.
And there's a hold for Arraya, and they're 4 points from the title, Brad.
Arraya Parsons, they lead the third set 5-3.
Here we go. Some positive energy. A little fist pump there. A couple of them from Hughes and Powers.
This is the game you want. You don't want to serve for it. This is a huge game right here. Just like I said earlier, every point's huge.
Well, if you look at it, I think that Powers and Hughes have the person that they want serving.
I like that play. Parsons hits a good ball.
15
Powers
love.
just hits a better volley.
And it,
What a pair of volleys
What a
from
great-
Powers.
what a great exchange.
Quick hands.
Interesting, they're switching back. Arraya usually likes that backhand side. But I think the way Hughes has been punishing Parsons, oh, that's gone. They just got to lob better. Hughes is
30
killing him with that
love.
overhead.
Yeah, and they are they're able to return power serve a lot better than they can Hughes. He's got so much spin on that thing.
Great job.
40,
it off.
love.
There before even Arraya finishes stroke to put it away.
Okay, that blitz is successful.
40,
Got
15.
15-40. 40-15.
Missed it. Yep. 40-30.
40, 30.
Yet another game where where you have Arraya and Parsons were down 40 love and got back to 40-30 in this set.
And they haven't been able to get back to deuce.
They have not.
But maybe they're due. What a get from
great
Parsons.
dig. Oh, and
What
he
a
touches
shot
the
by
lays it
nick.
in.
Powers.
That is some play there. So Parsons now to serve for the
Game,
match
Hughes,
of 5-4. And,
Arraya Parsons lead the third set, 5 games
well, I'm
to
speechless.
4.
Here we go. We're going to
Yep,
see
that's
what the
it's gonna
choices
come
are
down
here.
to. The worst server on the court, no doubt. He's going to be serving for a national title with a partner at the net that's got some of the greatest volleys in the country, and you got the national champions on the other side, and they're playing like champions right now, and they're not going to go down. Not going to go down easy.
Well, I don't think so, and we've seen them in the past be some of the greatest when the chips were down. That last game at 4-3, they did not play a good return game. You saw Powers make a couple of uncharacteristic errors, but I don't think we're going to see that here.
You know, as we all know, one of the hardest things to do is to close out the match.
Closing out in any sport is the single most difficult thing. Here we go. Just another smart overhead by Parsons.
There's the dump. Wow.
What a point. Here it comes.
Here comes the big Powers backhand.
Yeah.
Surprised he
Parsons
stayed up
back
there.
in.
I mean, Parsons backhand. I'm surprised Powers stayed up there. I thought he would bail there
15,
for sure.
love.
Tremendous action.
In retrospect, that's for sure what he should have done.
Yeah.
Boy, Mark Parsons is playing like a national champion.
Well, I didn't
Three-time national champion?
I didn't want to jinx Dana Parsons.
She
Mark
said you can
Parsons.
stay.
I can stay?
Yeah.
All right.
Brad,
that's
she's
good to
not
hear.
so keen on, I got to say. Here's what's really important for Arraya to stay with the game plan.
Oh,
You like it, you don't like it?
15,
I do not
all.
like that play at all at that moment.
Yeah, just too
Araya's
aggressive.
play, that's not his play. His play is off of a ball that's low and then blitzing in. He's not off of a high lob.
not off a lob. Yeah, he's got to chip it low or Parsons
Yeah.
is hitting it low.
Exactly.
I don't think we've seen that the whole match.
And the time to bring it out is not 5-4 in the finals at Nationals.
There's that Parsons overhead again.
He hasn't hit any other overhead, I think, well, at least since I've said it.
Yeah, I think literally the last hour and a half.
One roller the entire match. Only pushes to the Hughes forehand, which is exactly the play. So there you got the two bonehead plays, if you want to call them that, or the two plays that are high
30.
risk.
No, I think bonehead applies.
Oh,
15-40.
all right.
Somebody did say we were going past 6-all.
He hammered that.
30-40.
I love how Arraya called that for Parsons. Tell him to hit it hard because they're coming in. Wow.
They got to get Parsons out of that deuce side. He's really gotten hurt by Hughes.
Yeah, he's cut him in there. That one won't hurt him.
There,
How about that?
And just as you say, it's not going to hurt him. It hurt him.
yeah, he was so eager to get off the deuce
Hughes
court.
Powers, the third set is tied. 5
5-all.
games all.
Five all in the third set of nationals.
And you know, they've had a, I will say, Arraya, and as I said before, Arraya and Parsons have had a much easier time returning power serve because it comes off like that and gives Juan an opportunity to drive it and help them to take the net.
Oh, great shot.
Oh,
He goes right in there to the Powers forehand again. Some people like to do it the easy way. Some people like to do it the hard way. Some people just want to do it their way.
there's no question the latter is true of Arraya.
It's a little bit like a Frank Sinatra song somehow, but
That's
Oh.
the one. That's the one, the Arraya forehand
15,
from the
love.
middle. I think that's the one that they're trying to set up, and very similar to Hughes in the middle. I think they're trying to get Juan to move left and hit
move
that
left.
forehand.
That's the key. If he can move forward to take it or to the right, very dangerous.
Jeez. Another really questionable decision, and got away with it with his hands from Arraya.
He's going to get that one. Nice shot. Great cutter for the winner.
Unbelievable.
15 all.
It is really fun to watch, though. It's really fun to play with. It's really fun to watch. Just the, you can call it. You call it crazy when he misses it, and you call it absolutely spectacular when he makes it, and he does it. Whether it's, love in the first set, or obviously when it's 5-all in the third set of nationals.
Ooh. Good call there from Arraya.
Oh boy, he's putting himself in the torture chamber.
Oh,
He's
He's got it.
good. Great wheels from Hughes.
Get out of there. Yep, they retreat.
Smart bail by Parsons.
And he doesn't bail enough, though. He still hends himself forward when he knows Parsons is in trouble.
30-15.
Gives Powers room to hit it behind him.
And I think that's a
30
function of the pressure
all.
that Parsons has put on him with his return of serve.
I agree, Mark. I agree. He's got really nowhere to go. Parsons is going to rip backhands.
Couple of great volleys from Hughes standing in there on the Arraya return.
40-30.
Point for 6-5.
Right on the line.
Dangerous overhead there from Arraya.
You know, it looks like Parsons is still going to the same spot, but in the first set,
Oh!
A little bit of a blurt from Powers
yeah,
there.
two in this game.
He's trying to be unpredictable, but
It's not time to be unpredictable. It's time to do what you do best and nothing else.
agreed.
And that's what separates the top guys normally.
He hasn't missed many of those all day.
Advantage, Powers.
Yep, and that one was out by a yard.
You know, I was saying earlier, Parsons is still dumping the ball down the middle, but now he's dumping it down there softer so that it's not really drivable by John Hughes. In the first set, he was hitting it just a little bit harder to the point where it was almost irresistible. It was coming out off the screen. Another big miss.
Deuce.
Gets away with that one. Brad, are you going to sue? I want to do it my way at the end?
It's impressive.
Maybe Parsons just talked to him.
That'd be one word to describe it, Brad.
It's a little tin cupish. Remember the movie Tin Cup?
Sure, sure. Kevin Costner. You got to get Parsons out of there. There's the switch. Brad, I'm always amazed in sports how little separates winning and losing on the field and how dramatic the difference is.
Oh my gosh, that's a great drop there.
Parsons with the big forehand.
Lob volley and retreat, smart play. The athleticism.
It's going to be good.
No.
And he's going to hit it. And it's going to be good, and he's going to hit it.
Oh, that's incredible,
This is a
this
great
point. They can get a setup Hughes ball here, or they switch back. Good job. This is edge of your seat stuff.
You got that right.
This is a great point.
I should feel my heart racing a little here.
I should check in with Dana Parsons to make sure she's still alive.
Looks to me like they're trying to tease Juan over to the middle, let him get a little impatient, and then try to get him to hit that forehand from right in that spot.
I think in this situation, his backhand is actually more dangerous than his forehand.
Yeah, the short chip and the quick lob. Short chip followed by the sharp chip followed by the blitz. Oh, they're just baiting it. Arraya staying disciplined.
What did you say?
You said it. In this particular moment.
In this point,
Maybe not the whole point, Jeff. It's not over yet.
we're going to find
That's
out.
about 30 balls out of 35 to Arraya's backhand right down the middle. Oh, that's a good lob. Good lob, too.
I think if Parsons gets a look at a good backhand, I think he's going to try to rip it right at John Hughes' forehand volley.
Wow. Missed
it wide. Great forehand there from Arraya, and great discipline at that point from Arraya.
Say it again, Mark. Preaching. Preach.
Great discipline at that point from Arraya.
You know, he waited for them to miss one from the, to that right in the middle and get it right out on his forehand where it's a natural forward-moving stroke for him.
Well, let's see if we can get another discipline point.
Point for 6-5 and chance to serve for the match again. And here it comes.
Boomer.
Wisely stand back.
There's the dump.
Oh, the Hughes
dumped
forehand.
to the middle.
Game. Arraya Parsons, they lead the third set, 6
Like I was saying
games to
before,
5.
Parsons had been hitting those a lot softer where the only thing he could do was lob it. But there, Arraya hit it a little higher, a little bit harder, and it's just irresistible. And, that's the shot that Hughes needs to make or break.
Now they got Arraya serving here for the match.
2 hours, 25 minutes match time. It's been really dramatic. Fun doing the match with you guys.
Oh, it's been a blast. Incredible stuff. Thanks for all your insights, Jeff.
Oh, no problem. It's not over.
As I like to say.
But Arraya gets a chance to, serve for his first national title, something he has so long coveted. He's the only player on the court without a national title. Arguably, and maybe not arguably, the most talented player to have been playing the game for the last decade that has not won a national title.
Yeah, I said that earlier, and I think it's more than the last decade. And all those things you just said, he can't be thinking about right now.
No, I don't think he is. Parsons has been there before. He's got multiple national titles. He's going to keep him calm. I just think he's thinking about putting this serve in and volleying, and hopefully for him, he can stay disciplined.
I don't think he's thrown it a fault. Oh, that's...
First ball, Parsons hit to Powers in about 2 hours. Here it comes. Great get from Hughes.
No.
Powers misses. Powers has really blinked.
He's missed a few here at crucial moments here.
They're questionable ones that he could have done better in terms of decision making.
Yeah, I don't think that was the one.
Oh, incredible get. Oh!
What a get and shot.
And none of us had any doubt he was driving it, right?
I think earlier in the match we would have said, I cannot believe he didn't lob that ball.
Well, if he hit it in the net, you absolutely would have said that.
Got the nick.
What
30
a surprise.
love.
A Parsons nick.
30
at
love.
just the right moment. That is classic Mark Parsons.
He's coming in, he's talking to him.
2 points from the match.
Oh, that's 3 straight
40
points, none of them long. Here it is.
Well, I have to say that if it does end now in this game with Arraya Parsons and it ends on a classic Arraya / cutter winner, it would be amazing.
I think Arraya is hoping it was going to end on a long lob.
Wow.
There it is! There it is!
Amazing. What a great
Look at
match.
Arraya. Look at Arraya. He's
to
down.
Parsons.
Parsons.
They win 6-3,
Arraya.
4-6.
You have to love that
7-5.
moment for a guy who's wanted this for so long and been so good for so
Thank you,
long.
guys.
It's truly amazing. You know, it's just spectacular. He's so passionate, loves the game, loves the players, and it's something he's just never, ever going to forget. He's wanted it for so long, and he's been a great sport.
And, Jeff, you've been such a huge part of his growth as a player over the last couple of years. I mean, he took major steps forward with you, made his first national final, and I think a large reason he's won today is because of you.
Well, Mark, he's super talented. Thanks. I do appreciate that. I really did. You know, when I played with him, my goal was really to get Juan to the spot that he got in with me 2 years ago to win, because he just so deserves it. And I can honestly tell you that I am incredibly happy for him, and Mark as well. It's been a while since he's had a title, but to see my former partner win it is just absolutely amazing. I'm thrilled for him. Thrilled.
And that's an incredible job.
Okay,
Gentlemen, I'm going to head out there for the interview.
Brad's going to head down to the court for an interview with our winners, and Jeff and I are going to stay here and celebrate the big victory, huh, Jeff?
Yeah, it's a celebration. It was a great match. I think Hughes and Powers. Hughes and Powers. They had their chances. I don't think that they played great. I think that they played very well, but they didn't play great. They didn't play like they did in the semis. I heard their match in the semis in the first round was absolutely spectacular.
Yep.
But Parsons and Arraya, they had a plan. And it worked.
Yeah, I mean they stuck to it. Parsons stuck with it more than Arraya did. But as Brad was talking about, I want to do it my way, and he was successful with it at the end of the day. I mean, what do you attribute the difference in the quality with Hughes and Powers from the semis to the finals?
I was talking about that earlier with some players out while we were watching the first set who were seeing Hughes and Powers not play as well as they did in the semifinals, and I equated it to golf. What you'll see a lot of times in golf is somebody goes out and has a spectacular round. They shoot a low score, a 62, and then they come back the next day and they shoot a 70. It's very hard to play super well for a very long time. And so, it's hard to keep that up for 4 or 5 sets. And they just weren't able to do it. I think if they played as well as they did in the semis, they probably would have won this match, because obviously it came down to just 1 or 2 points here and there, 1 or 2 games, as most close paddle matches do.
Yeah, they've been the best team the second half of the year. Haven't really lost a match since Cincinnati 2 months ago. Okay, we're getting ready with our winners for an interview. Kelly Diesel, we throwing it down to them yet? Okay, Brad Easterbrook with our winners.
Of the 2019 APTA Men's National Championships, Juan Arraya and Mark Parsons. And guys, I have to tell you, in the booth, we were at the edge of our seats. That thing was going back and forth. It was a contest, and at the end here, every single point mattered so much. And it seemed to us like you had a specific script out there, Mark. You were dumping every overhead soft and deep down the middle. I don't think you hit one overhead hard roller into the corner at all, trying to keep the play slow. You sort of were doing your own thing. Did you guys discuss how you wanted to play this match?
Yes, of course. We did have a plan, and it's hard for me to stick to the plan, but he was always on my case between points. He was telling me, come on, calm down, let's stick to the plan, High energy, move your feet. So, he actually came up with a plan. I had some adjustments to it, but I think we did what we had to do.
Now, when Juan makes adjustments to the plan, how did you react to that?
As long as the adjustments work, they're good with me. But look, playing next to him, my job is to set him up, let him do his brilliance, and me not lose the point. And I knew I was going to have to volley well today. Those guys are going to test my volleys all day long, and that was my goal: hit a few forehands, hit a few volleys, and let him do his thing.
Now that's great. You know, it was funny along the way. I did mention how consistently and great you've been playing, and when I did that, your wife actually called in and said, "Hey, if Brad says any more nice things about my husband, he's going to curse him." So she made actual threats. So were those real threats, or?
Dana's been known to give some threats, so I will. I would stick to whatever she says. I know I do. So.
Perfect. That's probably good advice for all of us actually here. But Juan, you know, you've been here before. You were here last year. The growth as a player, you know, with Jeff last year, and now with Mark, it's been an incredible run. I mean, I just got to ask you how it feels.
It feels amazing. I mean, I feel like I've been trying to get through this tournament. It's been always everyone, you know, I think that a lot of people were rooting for me, and I could never win it, but this year, thanks to him, you know, we were able to pull it off, and I'm so happy. I mean, it was something, I have something that I can get off my shoulders now, and I think that I'm going to get better. I think that I'm going to have less pressure, and I think that I can still play better.
That's amazing, and that's great to hear. And Mark, for you, I mean, you've got 3 national championships now, 4 national, sorry, 3 before, and with 3 different partners. But it's been a few years, so it's got to feel special to you as well.
It does. I've, you know, look, this is the first year I've turned 39, and it's the first year my body has started to kind of, in my opinion, break down a little. And there were some times throughout the season when I wasn't sure if my body was going to keep up, but it did. And look, I had a very close friend tell me the first time I walked on the court for nationals to make it count, because you never know if you're going to get back there. And every time I walk on the court at nationals now, or specifically in the finals, I take that to heart. And you know, I may never be back, but we were able to pull it out today.
Well, you certainly did make it count. And, you know, again, congratulations, guys, to an amazing match. Amazing, our 2019 champions, Juan Arraya and Mark Parsons. And we're going to have the trophy presentation out here now. And so stay tuned for that if you're on the live stream. And that's a wrap, delivered by Uline.
Thank you very much. National 2019 champion, Arraya Parsons. Congratulations.